करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ See the prayers which we chant before, no? They are on this page. This Guru Shesha Parampara Shloka, some of those we chant on 9. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Okay, so now today we will learn a few new shlokas. You can take page number 2. These are the daily prayers. From the time we wake up till we go to sleep, how to invoke the attitude of surrender and remembrance of the Lord. Those are the shlokas. Some of you may know, some may not know, but we will anyway learn. So as soon as we wake up, this is the first mantra, shloka. We were supposed to open our hands like this and then say, Karagre vasate lakshmi. Repeat. Karamadhye saraswati. Karamule tu govindaha. Prabhate karadarshanam. So then we bow down like that, karadarshanam. After we finish 3 lines, Prabhate karadarshanam. So in our hands is Mother Lakshmi, in our hands is Saraswati and Govinda also. Meaning I can use my day to earn abundance, to gain knowledge, as well as to seek the Supreme Lord. When we put the foot on the ground, then we consider earth as a mother, and hence we seek her forgiveness that we are trampling upon you. Samudravasane Devi Parvatastana Mandale Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padasparsham Kshamasvame. And taking bath. Gange Chayamune Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Tirthesmin Sannidhim Kuru. Some places it is also said Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. Both are okay. This is a very nice shloka. We are invoking all the sacred rivers. Bath can become abhishek for us if we chant this shloka. Why? Because the Lord is in our heart. And the bath is an abhishek of the Lord who is in our heart. So rather than it being an exercise of cleansing the body or enjoying with water, it becomes a spiritual attitude that the Lord is in my own heart and the abhishek is happening of the Lord. So that is this. And in puja also, whenever we do abhishek, before we do the abhishek, we invoke the sacred rivers in the kalash water and then do the abhishek. Now before we start the study, Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Earlier days, they used to have a Tulsi plant in the house, and then one would begin the day by lighting a lamp to the Tulsi, offering kumkum chandan, going around. Namastulasi Kalyani, Namo Vishnu Priye Shubhe, Namo Moksha Prade Devi, Namah Sampat Pradayini. So Tulsi is a symbol of devotion, maximum devotion. One drop, one leaf of Tulsi was able to weigh Bhagwan, and all the wealth of Satyabhama was not able to weigh him. So that is just to show that devotion is what the Lord loves, not any amount of power, wealth, position, etc. Hence the importance of Tulsi. This can be done before eating food. Then we dedicate the entire food to the Lord, the act of eating, everything. There is a shloka from the 4th chapter of the Gita. Brahmarpanam brahmahavihi brahmagnau brahmanahutam brahmaiva tena gantavyam brahma karma samadhina. Shubham karoti kalyanam Arogyam dhana sampadaha Shatru buddhi vinashaya Deepajyotir namostute. So this Brahmarpanam means what is offered in the Havan is Brahman. The fire is also Brahman. The summit is also Brahman. The person who is offering is also Brahman. The result of that also will be one will attain Brahman only. So the food becomes, this is called Brahma Yajna. In contemplation as well as in eating, the highest as well as the simplest act. In both, our vision is Bhagwan pervades everything. Then this Shubham Karoti Kalyanam. This light, we are worshippers of light. In our country, the name of our country is Bharat. Bha means light. So we worship knowledge, and knowledge in the external as well as internal. Both our country, great masters in the past have reached great heights in both the knowledge. So the goal of life itself is knowledge that we have seen earlier. Hence here it is that what will this light do? May it bring auspiciousness, health, dhana sampatti, prosperity, and shatru buddhi vinashaya. Not that shatru's buddhi will get destroyed. The inner enemies that we have, 6 inner enemies, that will get destroyed. So salutations, the Deepat Jyoti. Now see, some common mistakes that people do is Sanskrit language, one should be very precise and exact in pronouncing how it is written there. What one will chant, Shubham Karoti Kalyanam Arogyam Dhana Sampada Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya Deepat Jyoti Namostute. Sampada kahan se aaya? It is Sampadaha. So it's a declension. Same way in the earlier also, Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, Karamule Saraswati. No, Lakshmi hi. Because it's the first case, declension it is. It's not a basic word, Lakshmi hi. So where Visarga is there only we should add Visarga. Where it is not there, we cannot add on our own. And where it is there, we cannot just eat it away saying ki chalega. No. One has to pronounce, then it is proper. Now, at the end, when we go to sleep, Karacharana kritam va kayajam karmajam va Shravana nayanajam va manasam va paradham Vihitam avihitam va sarvametat kshamasva जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो. So we seek the forgiveness of Lord Shiva because he is an ocean of compassion for all acts done through body, mind, speech, knowingly, unknowingly, or any mistakes that we have done. We seek the forgiveness of the Lord and then offer it all to the Lord again. Kayena vacha manasendriyairva बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. So these are the daily prarthanas. Now last time we had also learned the Shanti mantra Sahana Bhavatu using the intonations. Today the Shravan month begins. The South Indian calendar for Shravan will be from today. Yesterday? Night. Today is beach. Oh yeah, yesterday was 1st August. We started yesterday. No, I got the picture today morning, that's fine. Okay. Babulnath darshan happens na every day. One new Shringar happens for Shravan. Yesterday I didn't get, and today they sent with day 1, so I thought, okay, day 1. Must be half a day. Must be half a day. Anyway, so the next mantra is good. That is Shivji's mantra. Namaste Astu Bhagavan. After Sahana Bhavatu is that one on page 5. So what is the, if there's a line above or vertical line above, what are we supposed to do? One line above means that note has to be one pitch high. One horizontal line below means one pitch lower. And 2 vertical lines above means elongate the vowel. So vertical line on top is called Udatta. Horizontal line below is called Anudatta. And 2 lines above are called Pluta. These are basic Vedic intonations. Now see this. Om. So now Vedic chanting. What is the tradition? Listen once and repeat twice. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan.
Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan.
Where there is no swara, you have to say swarita. It is called swarita. Same. So you don't say Bhagavan. Ga, there is no line below. Bhagavan, it is straight. No, it doesn't go below. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan.
Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan.
Now you're saying Bhagavan. This is chanting, not singing. Bhagavan, same, not Bhagavan. Bhagavan. Don't add any swara, just flat. Bhagavan, say Bhagavan. Yes. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan.
Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan.
Vishveshwaraya.
Vishveshwaraya. Vishveshwaraya.
Mahadevaya.
Mahadevaya. Mahadevaya.
Vishveshvara Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Tryam yeah. So this line together. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Tryambakaya Tripurantakaya So it is not Trayambakam here. In the Mrityunjaya mantra, it is, you may say that way, but actually it is only half tra. Tryam. It is Tryambakam. You see, even in the next level, Mrityunjaya mantra, what it is? Full tra is not there, half tra. So it says Tryambakam Yajamahe, not Trayambakam Yajamahe. People chant anyhow. A mantra is a mantra that produces a sound vibration. So it is Tryambakam. So Tryambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagnikalaya Tyambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagni Rudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Now I have to go down. Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. We are saying Namaha. We are lifting it up. It has to be Namaha. Because that swara is down, no? Namaha. Because we are used to it, no? Namaha. It's like science, you know. If we don't want to say H2O, we forget 2, we write HO or H3O. Water will not come. I don't know what will come. I forgot chemistry. What will happen? H3O? Is there something called H3O? There's nothing. HO? HO is there, no? H2O2, huh? Whatever. So number, we cannot leave out one molecule. That's what I'm saying. So you cannot just make one swara up and down. It's a proper mantra. So now together. Be alert because what is here and what we have learned may be different. This is one good example of resisting vasana pressure. Existing vasana pressure of chanting is different. Now we are learning different. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Tryambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Nilakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Now we have to take a deep breath and one shot we have to chant full. At this speed we cannot do. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikalagnikalaya Kalagni Rudraya Nilakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. A little more practice, it will come. So we chanted twice, one last time, 3 times full. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Nilakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Okay, so now lesson 12. 11 we finished. Last class we finished 11. Nature of bondage, cause of bondage. We finished both. Ko nama bandhaha kathamesha agataha. These 2 questions are done. Katham pratishthasya. How does it persist? That is the next question. So how does this bondage persist? Even though I know that my nature is Satchidananda Swarupatma, still why is it that I cannot realize? How does the bondage continue? Because there is a vasana pressure. These vasanas don't allow us to experience the shift in the identity, that I am not the body. So, because of the vasanas accumulated from many, many lives, the attitude still remains that I am this body. So, 2 reasons given here because of this vasana are what? Anatmani Atma Buddhi. I think the body which is Anatma to be Atma, that is Aham. Meaning Satchidananda Swarup Atma is my true nature, but I forget that and then I think I am this Jiva, this body. So all that which we saw earlier, no? I am tall, I am dark, I am young, I am handsome, I am happy, I am sad, I am successful, I am failure. All those are attributes of the Anatma, but they are mixed up with I. So bondage is defined in this way, two aspects, Anatmani Atma Buddhi and Jagati Satya Buddhi. This world appears to be real to us as independent of Satchidanand. So we think it exists independent. There is no truth, there is no God, there is no substratum. It is existent on its own. But the fact is, it is actually an appearance of that Satchidananda Swarup Atma only. Changeless absolute truth is only appearing here. Water is only appearing as all the waves. But now I don't see water and I am seeing only the wave and the foam and the bubble and the lather. In that way, I am not seeing that there is one truth appearing as all. I am seeing all divisions. And I see them as real. Why do I see that as real? Because I see this as real. I am this. When I say I am this body and this is real, then the world also will be real. And that's why in Vedanta, when we try to understand Vedanta and we say that, world is an illusion, we cannot accept world is an illusion. Why? Because I've separated this from the world. Keeping this as real, now I'm trying to say world is illusion. How it will work? This also is a part of the world. This also is an illusion. And that also is an illusion. What is the reality is the only Sachidananda Atma. Like the mirage is an illusion, only the sand is the reality. Now I am seeing the sand which is appearing as mirage, but I am not calling it sand, and I am not even aware it is sand. I am thinking it is water. Now if I think it is water, what happens? I feel like going there to quench the thirst. Because the reality I have given to the object, now I have some expectation from that object. So this entire world, we have raga and dvesha because we give reality to the object. First thing that Vedanta tells us is, at least it makes us doubt, is this even real? Like the dream object appears very, very real to us, but actually it is illusion only. Nothing. It cannot satisfy. A person who was hungry goes to sleep and he dreams that, he had a 7-course meal. When he wakes up, will he feel fulfilled? No, because that object itself was an illusion. The dream body was also an illusion. There was no reality there. There was only waker who was the real. So in the same way here, when we say Jagati Satya Buddhi, as long as I consider world as real, so now how do I connect with the world then? Removing the false expectation that can give me permanent happiness. At this moment, I cannot say this is unreal and negate the world, nor can I say that this is real. That's why that in-between aspect is the illusion aspect. It is a mithya. It is appearance only. If I remember that in my mind, next time a temptation comes in front of me, if that thought comes, this is only an appearance, half the fight with it will go away, because that's the power of knowledge. When I don't know it is real, it is an illusion, then mind gets tempted. I have to pull back the mind, and the mind doesn't listen. Again it goes, and then again I pull back, again it goes, and then willpower lacks, and then I indulge, and then I feel guilty, and it just goes on. Or even if I don't feel guilty, I get tempted again, I increase the vasana for it again. So either ways it is a problem. So for a Vedantic student, one understands very clearly that this is an appearance. Like we see a film, no? When we see the movie, we know it is an appearance. Nothing is happening there. Those who watch the movie with that attitude, they'll enjoy or not. But those who think it is real, they suffer through it also. Some people get heart attack also. Some people cry, they weep. So many things happen. It depends on how much reality I have given to that movie. Same way, this is one movie going on. One projection is going on here. So that one who understands. So these two, in Vedanta, we have seen different ways in which bondage is described. This is one way. To think of the body as me and to consider the world as real. And that is bondage. Now this is both is because of ignorance. Now ignorance can go only by knowledge. Now which knowledge is this? Knowledge of the self. But even knowledge of the self are at two levels. One is intuitive knowledge, other is intellectual knowledge. Intellectual knowledge is first step. I have to get intellectual knowledge, otherwise it will not transform my intuitive understanding. But intuitive knowledge is informative knowledge that cannot remove the ignorance of the self by itself, because in between is the vasana layer, which doesn't allow that intellectual knowledge to seep inside and destroy the ignorance. So that is what it is here, that this knowledge, for it to transform into an experiential reality for us, what is coming in between is the vasanas. So these vasanas are what we have to eliminate, transform and eliminate these vasanas. Because without that, without removing that, I may say I am Sachidananda Swarup Atma, but my feeling is I am limited Jiva, I am Karta, I am Bhokta, I have to depend on karma, I cannot sit quietly, and then I want particular karma phala, and if I get it, I am attached to it. If I don't get it, I am unhappy. This cycle goes on. That will add further vasanas. So now, when I understand that much, along with the study of Vedanta, one has to learn how to exhaust these vasanas. See, the student who is highly qualified, who has gone to the teacher with Vivek, Vairagya, Shatka, Sampatti, Mumukshutvam, prepared mind, doesn't need any of the methods to exhaust the vasanas. Those methods will come in the next chapter now. That how to get out of the vasanas. What are the sadhanas that one can do? So now the student who has done all that and gone to the teacher gives self-knowledge and that person is ready. So there is no in-between vasana layer. Straight that person contemplates, realizes the truth. And if the person is highly qualified, then the instant is a realization. Because the mind is completely introverted. Vasana pressure is not there at all for the person to feel extroverted. How does the vasana pressure manifest? If you remember that ignorant cycle, vasana will manifest as what? Desires in the intellect. And the desires in the intellect will manifest as thought agitations in the mind, which will manifest as restlessness or activity at the body level. And the action will produce a result. Result being finite, it will again add to the vasana, because I have done the karma with the bhav that I am the karta. So the bhokta also will be me. And that bhoga when I am doing, it will further add vasana, make me more, the vasana becomes more stronger. This cycle will keep going round, round, round. So what is important is to learn how to drop these vasanas. In this chapter, this power of vasana is what is covered here. So now Shankaracharya ji has given very nicely in this Vivek Chudamani beautiful composition, verse 267, where he says this. On page 2 you have the shloka. Jnate vastunyapi balavati vasananaadiresha karta bhoktapyahamiti dridhayasya samsara hetuhu pratyak drishtyatmani nivasata sapaneya prayatnat muktim prahustadiha munayo vasanatanavam yat. So, jnate vastuni api. Even though knowing the truth, see, vastu here means truth. Vastu doesn't mean object here. Vastu means self here. Even though I know the self, what is this know? Intellectual knowledge. Logically, I know I am Brahman. See, even that actually we should ask ourselves, do I logically also, am I convinced I am Brahman? Because it's very strange it is. I may have studied many, many books in Vedanta, but even at logic, intellectual level, I may not still feel I am Brahman. Intellectual level, I may still feel I am Jiva only. Conviction may not be there, I am Brahman. Suppose we have to prove I am Brahman. Intellectually, I am Brahman, I have to prove. How will I prove? Are you Brahman or not? Doubt hai, Swamiji. So prove it to me. If it is your intellectual conviction, you are Brahman, prove it. How are you Brahman? Some reasoning, some logic, something must be there not to conclude intellectually I am Brahman. That is a statement. My nature is Satchidananda is a statement. Give me logic. So, if I am not the BMI, how? I am Brahman. How? What is the connection? That is the Jiva goes life after life. Brahman doesn't go life after life. Brahman to doesn't move, doesn't change. Nothing happens to Brahman. Brahman doesn't die. He's not born also. So that is experiential proof. I'm asking logic. If you say I am is there in my heart all the time. That's experiential proof. Correct. So that is one logic. Simple logic it is. I'm not asking some out of the box thing which you have not studied. Just now we have studied all this, na? Panchakosha. I told you to remember one definition. Stula Sukshma Karana Sharirad Vyatirikta. Panchakoshatita San. Avasthatraya Sakshi. Sachidananda Swarupaha. Yas Tishtati. Sa Atma. Memorize it, mug it up. That is the logic. Panchakosha is the equipment. What enlivens the Panchakosha? That is the Atma, which is infinite truth. It is a Sakshi of the three states. States come and go. This Atma remains all the time. Avasthatraya Sakshi. And Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharirad, Vyatiriktam. Even when these three bodies don't exist or they become dormant, I still am. That's the logic. So intellectually also to get conviction, I have to do reflection more and more on that. This is after that. If intellectually also I am not convinced, then meditation, to forget it. It doesn't happen only. First I need intellectual conviction. That's why Shravan and then Manan. Manan will give intellectual conviction. That will come ahead. Now the sadhanas will come. But that Manan will give proper intellectual conviction. Reflect more and more. And those doubts one has to remove. How can I be unborn? Brahman is unborn, I am supposed to be born. How can there be I be Brahman? Doubt will be there. So those doubts have to be cleared. Then that intellectual conviction comes. Here it is said, even with that intellectual conviction, jnate vastuni api balavati vasana. The vasana is very powerful. Which vasana is this? What we just saw, Dehatma Bhav. I am Mr. So-and-so. This Jiva Bhav, this thinking of myself as this body, mind, intellect, and thinking the world is real. That vasana is very deep and very strong. Why? Millions of years I have carried forward. Just think about it. Today's psychology says what? If you do something for 21 days, it will become a habit. If you do something for 42 days, it will become there's something, for 42 days, 21 days is a habit, 42 days is something, and then 90 days is your lifestyle. I forgot what is that 42 days. Something it is. Habit, forgot completely. Nature is 90 days. I'll tell you, it will come. Now 21 days, 42 days, 90 days is what? Time period compared to 84 lakh species I've lived as a body. Now what am I fighting against? That deep-rooted vasana, which I have carried for 84 lakh species. Not 84 lakh births. 84 lakh species I have lived identified only with the body. And now what am I trying to do? Is to remove that conditioning that I am not the body. It is literally like trying to break a whole huge mountain with one nail and one hammer. How much time it will take? Don't get disheartened. कि पता नहीं हमारा माउंटेन इतना बड़ा है, ये जन्म में होगा नहीं होगा. No, no, no. Intensity is important, then it will happen. But the point to understand here is that this intellectual conviction also, when if it is there, still vasana is very strong because I feel I am the jiva. Vasana anadiresha. And when did this begin? Beginningless time it has been there. What is the result of this dehatma bhav? Karta bhokta ahamiti. I am the karta, I am the bhokta. And that is very strong, dridha. Now what is this? This is the cause of samsara. Samsara hetu. Ya vasana asya samsara hetu. This vasana of I am the body and the world is real is the cause of samsara. Vedanta is very clear. Nobody else is the cause of my sorrow. Not the people around me, not the government, not the environment, not anything is the cause of my sorrow and my transmigration. My understanding, false understanding that I am this and the world is real, that is the cause of cycle of birth and death. Sasya samsara hetu. Now how to drop this dehatma bhav? Pratyak drishtya, by turning the attention within. Pratyak, inside the self. So introverted I have to become. Today, because I think the world is real, mind is fully extroverted. Go here, read this, do that, finish that. Very, very extroverted. So even if one sits, the vasana pressure doesn't allow one to even listen with full attention. One is listening with partial attention. And the rest of the mind is doing so many other things. So the full attention is also not there. When that person is able to exhaust the vasana pressure and then one listens, so that is pratyak drishtya. One turns the attention within. So pratyak drishtya meaning when we are contemplating, then the mind does not feel restless to go out. It can stay. Suppose we say Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am that pure consciousness of the nature of bliss. I am not this BMI. Mind stays with that. It doesn't say, "Carry time up, now get up, go here, do this, do that." Nothing. It doesn't feel, बस अब बहुत हो गया, आज का ध्यान खत्म करते हैं. I am Shiva for half an hour, but that's enough now. The rest of the time I have many other things to do. No such agitation. One is able to stay there. That is called pratyak drishtya, where I have turned the mind within. I'm there. Atmani nivasata, that's the point. Atmani nivasata, the mind one has withdrawn. Like Ramana Maharshi would say, withdraw the mind into heart. That means this. With jiva bhav gone and focus on that self which is in the heart. Aham, 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 atmani nivasata. And this will happen prayatnat, with great effort. So there are two different aspects we have to understand here. See, there are extroverted vasanas for specific things. Okay. Like we have, that is the next part of the chapter. Suppose somebody has a coffee vasana. Now that coffee vasana, that person has to specifically exhaust properly. We are not talking about specific vasana here. Those are specific vasanas, coffee vasana, money vasana, movie vasana, like that. Different extroverted vasanas are there. Here we are talking the cause of these vasanas also, which is, I am this body, this jiva. What we saw earlier, 2 points. Body is real, body is me and world is real. That deep vasana, that is what we are talking. That will go by constant contemplation that my nature is the self. So that is called sapaneya prayatnat. This vasana must be destroyed through great effort, prayatnat. But this we cannot destroy without destroying the other vasanas for the objects, things, people, situations. That pressure has to be reduced. Then we turn within in contemplation to remove the basic vasana. Like see, so if we give example, Suppose you fell down. Now rainy season, you fell down somewhere, slip, fall. And now there was some mud, stone, now you got injured. When you go to the doctor, what will the doctor do? They will first clean, because that blood and mud and stone, whatever it is, that has to go first. Then the doctor will see inside what it is, whether any deeper injury has happened, and then accordingly one will treat. No? Same way, these are layers. Food vasana, movie vasana, yes, all these external vasanas are there. Deep inside is Dehatma vasana. So, when we say Anatmani Atma Buddhi and Jagati Satya Buddhi, these are two fundamental deep-rooted vasanas. Layers have to go first. How the layers will go, that will come ahead. What are those layers are classified into three. Dehavasana, Lokavasana and Shastra Vasana. Three layers are there. Those have to go. Then this goes, I am Mr. So and this world is real. That prayatna is what is being spoken about here. That with great effort. What is effort here? Nothing outside here. The effort here is Atmani Nivasata. Stay as the self. In the Gita, what Bhagavan said, Yato nischarati manas chanchalam asthiram tatastato niyam yaitad atmanyeva vasham nayet. When we are trying to contemplate I am Brahman, mind goes out. Again you bring it back to I am Brahman. Atmanyeva vasham nayet. That prayatna is this, Atmani Nivasata. Then what happens? Muktim prahuhu. That will lead to freedom. That is called freedom. What? All the great munis, reflective men, people of great contemplation, what do they say? Vasana tanavam yat. This destruction, this thinning out and elimination of these two vasanas is mukti. You see, this is one important point to understand here, that mukti will not happen in an instant. Because there are various other traditions where one believes that. So there are two opinions. Some people believe that there is gradual liberation and some people believe there is instant liberation. Vedanta says there will be gradual liberation because the vasanas I have been carrying for many, many lives. How it will be suddenly one night it will go away, one experience it goes. It will not happen like that. Gradually vasana pressure has to be reduced. And then Dehatma Bhav and then Jagati Satya Buddhi, that goes. And person is absorbed in Samadhi, experiences oneness with the truth. That is the process. So that is the steady progress. So now this freedom from the vasana and destruction of all these basic vasanas, that is called mukti. And that is the reason why nobody can give us mukti. No teacher can give us mukti. Bhagavan also cannot give mukti. In that sense. Till these two vasanas are not removed, mukti is not happening. Bhagavan's grace makes it possible for us. If I am open, receptive, that's how it happens. If Bhagavan had to give mukti by himself, he would not have given the whole Gita, no? 3 ghanta pura Gita. Bhagavan would have told Arjuna, no, come here, touched, go, finished. Now he will go and fight the war also. But to give the knowledge, he has to put the effort and he has to remove his vasana. Then, so if some guru says, I will give you mukti, not possible. And if somebody says, suddenly I realized, that also is not possible. If they realize suddenly, it must be some background which there, how their Dehatma Bhava has gone in some sadhana they would have done. So now this is one part where these two basic vasanas are there and one should contemplate steadily. Now these vasanas, as I said, are two layers. No? One layer is this, like you have in this course material, what is given here, eating vasana, sleeping vasana, speaking vasana, indulgence vasana. Each one has many, many vasanas. And each one is unique because of these vasanas. Now those we have to understand they are classified into these three categories. These vasanas have to be first weakened. Then only this Dehatma Bhava and Jagati Satya Buddhi will go. So all the different categories of vasanas are broadly divided into three. One is Loka Vasana. So this what we have called here as vasana, in some other places it is also called as Eshana, desire. Three types of desires. Lokeshana, Putreshana, Vitteshana. Three types of desires. Here it is three types of vasanas. Loka Vasana, Shastra Vasana, Deha Vasana. Little slight difference, but what it is the same. Because desire is a manifestation of what? Vasana only. So now three types of vasana. See this, page number 4. Lokavasanaya jantoho Shastra Vasanaya picha Deha Vasanaya jnanam Yatha vannaiva jayate. Now, because of these three types of vasanas, knowledge does not arise as it should arise. Yathavat na eva jayate. So what are these three now? Now these three are, first is Lokavasana. Lokavasana is we want to conform to the standards of the world and the peer pressure, what we call. We want to be accepted in the society, follow. There's nothing wrong in following certain norms. That is no problem. But when we become pressurized by that and we start doing things for them, which I am not even convinced by, I have to just do for the society, for pleasing people. And sometimes it doesn't make sense also. Still I have to do. It may be harmful also. Still I have to do. That is called Lokavasana. I read something very nice. People buy things they don't want with the money they don't have to please people they don't like. That is called Lokavasana. Just to fit in, just to belong, I have to do this. And then there is a craving for that. That is a vasana. If everybody is wearing branded, I should also wear branded. But why? No, that is, when you are in one level of society, you move around like that only. No, if they look down upon us, if we don't have that, let them look down. Anyway, we are saying we are not the body. What does it matter? Whatever they think about me is an illusion. Because whatever I think about me also is an illusion. That's how Vedanta is liberating. Whatever you want to think about me, you think, doesn't matter, because what I think about me itself is gone. That only is an illusion. Then why will I bother? I am not this BMI at all. No, Swamiji, but vyavahar hai na, karna padta hai. Oh, to karo. What is required, necessary, one should do, but not under the pressure, not under the craving, not feeling that, I am out of place. If I don't do this, then I am nobody, I am incomplete. That is not required. So one is the craving to fit in. How much one does for that only, na? Social status and, moving from one level of society to other. And the strangest part is the higher and higher you go, the social pressure goes on increasing. The cost of maintaining the image is so very high. But one wants to do that. And that is Lokavasana. Second type of Lokavasana is, I have to please everybody. Nobody should be upset with me. Nobody should criticize me. Everybody should be always pleasant, happy towards me. Nobody should tell anything to me. How can I please everybody? That is a false expectation. But Lokavasana is that people, so there are people who will bend backwards to please everybody. Then they will themselves feel, I have done so much for everybody. What about me? Are who told you to bend so much that everybody you are trying to please? Do your duty. Nobody says don't do the duty. Do your duty to the best. Help out people. Have the bhav of seva. But the attitude that I must please people, that is not required. Do our duty. That's about it. Third type of lokavasana is popularity. I must be popular. On my birthday, Swamiji, my WhatsApp was flooded. 700 messages I got. Whole day spent in spending in replying them. Thank you. I really appreciate those kind of people, you know. Suppose on a WhatsApp, there are 100 people, okay? And some 40 people will tell happy birthday. Example. This person whose birthday is now will thank each person with their name. Thank you, Kavita. Thank you, Rajan. Thank you, this. Arey, I wonder, tomorrow birthday hai na aaj. You spend remembering Bhagwan. Why can't you just put on WhatsApp, thank you everybody who have wished me and who are going to wish me. Full stop. एक एक को personally thank करूं. I remember your Bhagwan Baba that one day at least. But nahi. One out of love and genuine concern you may do it. I'm not making fun of that, but I'm saying how I wonder sometimes because I cannot do that. If anybody, even Guru Purnima and all, if they wish on that group, now just imagine if I start replying to each person, instead of remembering my Guru, I will be remembering all the Jivas here. It will be Jiva Purnima, not Guru Purnima. You just say Hari Om, God's grace, everything. May Guru's blessing be with all. Khatam baat. It is only one WhatsApp. How many WhatsApp groups are there like that? You think? The Lokavasana is that popularity. I have to be more and more and more popular. And with social media, the popularity craze is something else only. People can pay money for popularity. Then is it real popularity? Page 3 में आना चाहिए मेरा picture. Now why page 3? Full supplement only is paid many times. From first page onwards, everything paid news only will come. Pay money for buying influencer, buying follower, buying likes. Everywhere pay money. Popularity, Lokavasana. And then one feels, if false users are deleted na by Instagram or by Twitter, one suddenly feels, अरे इतने सारे कम हो गए, वो थे ही नहीं पहले से. They were anyway, what you call that? Hoax accounts. Fake it was. Anyway, it was fake. But it gives me one kick to see the number, you know, there. 1.3K. Some number, whatever it is. So, Lokavasana. What is a seeker to do with all that? No need to fall into that trap. How many people know? That many know. And I don't have to please anybody. That famous story of the man and the donkey also is given here. The grandson and the grandfather, grandchild and the donkey. From childhood we have heard that story. But we still act like them only. The conclusion is very funny there. At least we hopefully don't do that. No, grandfather is going, grandson is going, and the donkey. 3 of them are walking. In one village they say what a fool they are. With a donkey they both are walking. So then grandfather sits. Another village they say, array, this old man is making this small child walk. So the grandson sits. So then the next village they say this child doesn't have sensitivity making the old man walk. Then both of them sit. So they say the donkey doesn't, you don't have environment and this animal, this thing, sensitivity, making the donkey slog like this. So what they do finally, they tie the donkey upside down. They are carrying the donkey. Here the story ends, but actually what happens, what I heard the story is they carry the donkey. Now they are crossing a bridge. And the donkey gets terrified because he's hanging upside down and he sees water so much. He starts making movement and all the three fall into the water. Our condition is like that. Popularity, try to please everybody. We will completely forget who we are, what we started with, what we wanted, everything gone. And the sad part is still not everybody will be pleased. Those who want to criticize will go on criticizing. If people have not left Bhagavan, will they leave us? Then there's only one person or two people, not even two, only one person like that, who is not criticized at all. In the whole Ramayana, it is only one Hanumanji. There is no criticism against Hanumanji. Every other character is people go on criticizing. Hanumanji, no criticism at all. If one wants to become like Hanumanji, then he had no lokavasana at all. He didn't try to please people. He did what he had to do. So one is lokavasana. Second is shastra vasana. So one important point given in this lokavasana also is do your duty and also be equanimous in praise and criticism. That point keeps coming in the Gita so many times. Tulya ninda stutir mauni. Ninda and stuti, be equanimous. Should I not feel happy? One can feel happy, but you should know deep down there's a mind feeling happy. That is not true happiness. It's a temporary thing. It comes, it goes. Same way criticism. Somebody criticizes, we feel very agitated, disturbed. After 5 days, what happens? Nothing. The whole agitation, everything gone. So at that moment, it is a momentary thing. Mind goes through certain things. Guna guneshu vartanti. Then comes Shastra Vasana. What is Shastra Vasana? Those who have this, there are different levels. Some people want to read many books. All different types of opinions, different types of schools of thought and authors and everybody, books. Nothing wrong in reading books. But if the person doesn't internalize that knowledge, example given here is we see the milestone that I need to go to Pune, 20 kilometers ahead is Pune. I see the milestone and sit there, bas, pahunch gaye Pune. It is like that, reading, but I am not putting the effort to transform my jiva bhav, eliminate the vasanas. That sadhana I am not doing. So I am not using the pointer to see in the direction. I am just holding on to the pointer. Then I cannot reach where it is pointing. The pointed I will not reach. So one part of Shastra Vasana is that, where intellectualization and arguments and logical debates, discussions, again, logic is important, intellectual conviction is important, but it is not, one should not be stuck there. Shankaracharya also conducted debates, but that was not the only thing that he did. He did his sadhana, he did his meditation, he did all that which cleanses the heart, purifies the mind, and then destroy the jiva bhav, surrender to the guru, all that he did. So one should not get trapped, because this intellectual trap is one, like we get a high when we drink alcohol, no? Like that there is one spiritual high also, where one feels basic Vedanta course finished, advanced Vedanta course finished, Bhagavad Gita course finishing. Next is remaining only Upanishad course, that also finished. Who are you? I am Jiva. What is the point? You finish basic Vedanta, advanced Vedanta, Gita course, Upanishad course, but you are still Jiva only. That is this Shastra Vasana, course after course after course, book after book after book. If one is at a bent of mind, that is the path that one requires so much elaborate logic and all that, one can use that path, but should not get stuck with that. So one aspect is that. Second aspect of this Shastra Vasana is fanaticism. hold on to something which is said, not see the big picture. One little thing which is said somewhere in the scripture, fanatically hold on to that, not adapt it to any changing situation. That is called rigidity. See, consistency in sadhana, uncompromising application, that is required. Nobody denies that. But sometimes it is absolute fanaticism. It is written like this, so this has to happen like this only. Arey, what is the spirit of that? Follow it in the spirit. But no, word, what is written there? Like that only one will have to do. What is the example of that? So, one very nice example was our real life example. Eknath Maharaj, he took up one sadhana. So, what is a sadhana? In our culture, there is one beautiful sadhana where you go to Kashi and take the Ganga Jal. You go to Shivji's mandir and then do darshan and then come to Gangaji, take the Ganga water and then walk down to Rameshwaram and do Abhishek of Lord Shiva with the water of Gangaji. Then from Rameshwaram, you collect sand and walk up to Vishwanath, Kashi Vishwanath, and do Abhishek there with the sand. Now, this is the injunction. So he took up that sadhana. Went, you see, he from Maharashtra, okay, went walking up to Kashi Vishwanath and then took the Ganga Jal, did the sadhanas, everything there, and now he's coming. On the way, when he came to Andhra Pradesh, what he found? Massive drought. People don't have water. People are struggling, suffering. Animals are dying. On the way, where he met one donkey, which was absolutely thirsty, was going to die, needs water. And by the time their stock of water also got over, everything. Now only water left is that Ganga Jal. What Eknath Maharaj did? He gave it to the donkey. That is called flexibility. Otherwise, what would one have done? No, I can't give. That is rigidity. Shastra is not saying that. That's an exceptional situation there. Same way Yudhishthir's life also. He was so attached to dharma there that when Dhritarashtra has called as a king to play the game of dice, second time he could have refused because the first time they behaved adharmically. That's an exceptional situation. You can refuse second time. But the Shastra says a king cannot refuse another king's invitation. So now he went again. So now that is called rigidity, absolute rigidity. So in our daily life also many times it happens like that. That we become very, what they call, lakir ka fakir. This has to be done like this only. No other way. But this is not happening. This is not available today. This situation is different. Why don't you adapt? No. This will happen like this only. Put everybody else in trouble for that. But this has to happen properly in this way only. Now that is Shastra Vasana, where I got stuck. So fanaticism, too much of intellectualization, logic, argument without proper application, that. And then these two, this actually is covered here. Shastra Vasana also is using the Shastra to gain popularity. That also, using Shastra Vasana to increase Loka Vasana, where one expects people to respect, but was such a... So their objective of studying the Shastra is not to realize the truth. The objective of studying the Shastra is to gain popularity in the world. Vivek Chudamani, it is called Bhuktaye Natu Muktaye. Elaborately, they will study the scripture, they will quote left, right, and center, and at the end of it, what is the basic intention in the mind? People should say, what knowledgeable person is, From where all he's quoting, how does he remember so much? Now, if that is the main objective, then I am wanting Lokavasana. Through what? Shastra. Study of the scripture is not to give me the conviction, the clarity, and then to transform me from jiva to realize myself, but it is meant for popularity. Then I'm using Shastra for that. Shastra is actually to destroy my ego. Now I'm using Shastra to boost my ego. That is called Sattvic Ahankar. Jnana Ahankar. That is Shastra Vasana. So Loka Vasana, Shastra Vasana, and then Deha Vasana. Pampering of the body. See, for each of these, sadhanas are also there how to get out of this. Shastra Vasana, I have to use the Shastra with flexibility, with the right intention, that is to destroy the ego. And as much as I learn, that much I start applying. Now there are some people who will say, till I don't finish applying what I have learned, I will not learn more. Is that justified or not? Yes or no? See, the knowledge must not prevent me from application. But application should not prevent me from knowledge also. Just because I'm not able to apply fully right now, will I stop acquiring knowledge? Then people will say, no, this knowledge is of no use. No. Because if I'm not in touch with the knowledge, see, I'm not ready for Nididhyasan right now. Example. So let us say Nirvana Shatkam. I'm not ready for chanting Nirvana Shatkam and absorbing the full meaning as it is. At the level at which I am right now, it may be that I have to apply Karma Yoga. Now, if I say till I don't purify my mind, I will not even come to listen to Vedanta, I will not acquire new knowledge, I will not, you know what will happen? I may forget the big picture itself. One. Two, I may get fixated in what I am doing. And that fixation can help me, can make me lose the very purpose of what I am doing. Like there are many people who say, no, be good, do good, nothing more I want beyond this. Now be good and do good itself will become a block there. Because as long as the ego is there, I cannot be really good. I will need to drop the ego. For dropping the ego, I need to know why I am not the ego. Otherwise, I will keep fighting with the ego. But the fact is, it is not even true. At a little higher level, once I understand, it is an illusion. So this process is simultaneous. Our Shastra never said that you don't study the scripture, just apply whatever you know and then go to the next level. That is possible at a certain level where you start applying whatever you know. But after some point, it is also like what we saw, na? Vasana takes time to exhaust. In the meanwhile, if I stop acquiring knowledge and getting clarity and the bigger picture, what happens? I'm slowing down the whole process. The reasoning behind that also is not appropriate. Saying that if I continue to acquire knowledge, when will I apply? No. Think about it. Do we do that with objective sciences? Agreed that objective sciences are objective. Not that like subjective where everything has to be applied. So we have to keep continuing to gain the knowledge, keep applying. As long as my focus remains on how much I'm able to apply and how it is transforming, that much is better. And I keep getting the knowledge of the bigger picture. Like if you want to go from here to Pune, will you say that first I will go from here to Navi Mumbai, फिर आगे देखा जाएगा. तब तक I don't want to know also which route I will take. No. You will find the whole route first, no? Where is Pune? How much time? That planning also is an important aspect. If I know what is like what we studied today, that moksha is removal of dehatma bhav and jagati satya buddhi. That is moksha. Now the goal is so high, I need to plan my time or not in human life. Otherwise will I say कि this one life तो gone for karma yoga, फिर देखेंगे आगे क्या होगा. No, time also I will waste in that. Because human mind is such, there's one law of time management. Work expands to fill time. What can be finished in 20 minutes, if you have not planned the time properly, it will take 40 minutes or even half a day. That's why planning is crucial. And we don't know when this human body comes again. So if you just think about it, why did our scriptures give us the full picture? Scripture could have told us step by step, no? Bhagavan would have told Arjun also, now Arjun, you first apply this karma yoga, then I will give you. Bhagavan to showed him full Vishwaroop also. Because big picture is very, very important. Somehow, Vivek Chudamani also, you saw how it begins at first verse. This course we started, we saw the first verse given here in this course. The second verse of Vivek Chudamani, but what we learned here. Jantu nam nara janma durlabhamata pumsam tato viprata. Full scheme of evolution given in that one line, one shloka. Because I should know full. Then I know at which stage I am, what is the next step, how do I move ahead. Otherwise, the mind becomes fixated. And the most important part is, anybody takes me for a ride because I don't know what is the next step. They can make me doubt my own sadhana. This is what happens many times. People will make us doubt only why you are doing this. Vedanta at this stage, what is required also? Why are you doing Murti Puja? Why are you chanting? So many questions they will ask. If I don't know that Karma Yoga, then Upasana, and then the preparation, this is a preparation for Nididhyasan, through Nididhyasan, Samadhi, through Samadhi, Atma Jnana. This whole step is required, no? Then I can also answer with conviction. Whether that person is clear or not, that's a different matter. Whether that person is convinced or not. But at least I know very clearly that out of 10 steps, I am right now at step number 4. So we should be very clear on that part. Because some people do that in the name of just applying. So this combination is very important in Shastra Vasana. Now comes Deha Vasana. What is Deha Vasana? I am this body, and the pampering of the body and the pleasure of the body is my pleasure. That is called Deha Vasana. Taking care of the body as an instrument for the sadhana to be done, that is not a problem at all. Vedanta doesn't say abuse the body, don't take care of the body, no, ill-treat the body, no. But if I think I am this, happiness of this is my happiness, then there is a problem. Because then I am contradicting the knowledge that I am gaining. I am not this equipment at all. So Dehavasana is that. One very nice quote here is of Guruji's quote. Recitation of the truths in the scriptures, if accompanied by meditation upon the charms of the world, leads to direct realization of sorrow. We may speak about I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, but in the mind I am meditating on bhajia, pakoda, jalebi. Then direct realization of sorrow only will happen. Why? Because where Brahman is and where the body is and where I am attached to sense objects to please the body. You test this, immediately it will happen. After Vedanta class is over, now you go home. Bangan ka bharta comes, finished, Deha Vasana will start. Kya, itna bhari bharkam class tha. I deserve something better. Bangan, after all. Immediately mind thinks, no. It should be the other way, no. After learning Vedanta, I am not the body. Bangan, bangan theek hai, kha lenge. Kya fai? Really, that's how it should be. 2 inch, this much it has to cross. That also not full 2 inch. Nobody eats in such a way that the tongue swallows fully 2 inch. It is on the tip of the tongue, middle of the tongue, and then goes inside. One swallows it, no? So the taste buds are there, but what I'm trying to say is that full 2 inches of taste buds, that journey is not even full 2 inch. It is few centimeters. And that is connecting it to my brain saying, this is not good. But I am Brahman. Very good. Just think. So this Deha Vasana is that. So body can be taken care of, but not to be pampered and not to be enslaved by the body. Meditation I have to do every day morning, get up, but no. The body Devasana will say, no, 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 it is raining, so cozy, so comfortable. Why don't you do horizontal meditation? Anyway, you are not the body. How does it matter whether you sit like this or do like this? It is all about transcending the mind. Some kutarka body will give and the mind will give. And then one is doing horizontal meditation. And people ask us also, Swami, why can't we do horizontal? Why do we have to sit only all the time? Because we are not able to now. Our mind is conditioned. If we are like this, we go to sleep. No, but if I am able to, then can I do? They ask like that. So I say that is your risk. It's up to you. Shastra says you have to sit and do. Head, neck and spine in a straight line. Simple. So now these three types of asana. How will Devasana go? Tapasya. Tapas has to be done to remove Dehatma Bhav. And likes and dislikes of the senses we have to control. Then this Devasana will go. So one exercise you can do. I don't know whether I gave this to you earlier, but even if I gave, again repeat. This next 1 week, no? Every single day, do one thing that you don't like, which is good for you. Okay? Which is dharmic. Which is good, which is dharmic. Do one thing that you don't like. Suppose you don't like some getting up early, then get up early. If you don't like Bengan, eat Bengan. If you don't like to do japa, sit and do japa. Like that. Overcome that like and dislike. So that is the cause of Dehatma Vasana also. The Deha Vasana. That we run behind what we like and run away from what we don't like. Now these three types of vasanas, there is a cycle of ignorance given. I have actually done that with you before. They have given it in a simplified way. Vasana leads to Chinta leads to Karya. Vasana means the tendencies at the causal body level. Chinta is thought agitations at the mind level, and Karya is the actions at the body level. So example given there is drinking vasana will create the thought agitation about how to drink, where to drink, all that. And then when I actually drink, then it will not end there. It will again add to the drinking vasana. So now this is called anartha parampara, where every vasana leads to action and action further strengthens the vasana. Now this anartha parampara, when this cycle is there, it will keep increasing the layer of vasana. So what we discussed in the beginning, the knowledge which is an intellectual level cannot seep inside and become an intuitive experience because this vasana layer becomes thicker, thicker, thicker. So what has to be done? The cycle of ignorance which is there has to be transformed into cycle of progress. So this cycle of progress is where it is. You would see page number 10. What is given there? Take up a weakness or a tendency that you would like to overcome. Study it in the light of the above ideas. See how you have initially created and deepened the tendency into cycle of ignorance. If you have done so, it is equally in your hand to handle it positively using cycle of progress. Now, what is the cycle of progress? Because vasanas are subtle, we start with the action first. So we have to stop, like the drinking example. First one has to stop drinking at the action level. But if I stop drinking at action level alone, but I don't remove the value from my head, then what happens? It will be only suppression. Again, after some time, I will indulge. So while I have stopped it, at mental level also, what I need to do, I need to reverse my thinking. Alcohol is equal to poison. Alcohol is harmful. I have to bring those thoughts inside. And yes, withdrawal symptoms will be there at the body level. So the proper substitute has to be taken there so that at the body level also there is no craving which pushes me to drink again. So now if I reduce the action, then replace the thought process, then what will happen? The existing vasana will manifest as a desire, but when it manifests as a desire, I am negating it, saying ki no, alcohol is poison. So now I have cut out that vasana. Vasana is reduced. And because I stopped at the action level, what happens? That strengthening of that vasana does not happen. So slowly that vasana which is existing will get exhausted. So this less vasana, less chinta, less karya will happen. And that's how one reduces. So I'll give you one simple formula. For changing our vasana, whatever is the vasana, these three things are required. Clarity plus courage plus conviction, plus consistency. By clarity, I mean intellectual conviction. So you can actually write conviction there. Conviction plus courage plus consistency is equal to change. That's the formula. Intellectual conviction I must have. Another example is white sugar. White sugar is very harmful for the body. Intellectually, I must be convinced, read about it, see the effects of it, go through the scientific data of it, see the lives of people, like see in your own life. You can know, intellectual conviction comes. Then I must have the courage to withdraw, to say ki I will not touch white sugar and white sugar products. If I don't do both these, then I will fall for it again and again. See, many people say, I will not eat chocolate for 1 year. So they have taken the step, courage they have to withdraw. But they're not changing the conviction. They still feel chocolate is good, but 1 year I will, for weight loss or for willpower, some reason I am not eating chocolate. But the value for chocolate is still in the head. So after 1 year, what will happen? Again, one will go back. So conviction must change. Then courage must be there to withdraw. And then consistency has to be there. People do both these also, but they're not consistent. If consistency is not there, change cannot happen. Now this can apply for everything. Suppose I want to do puja. I must be convinced that why puja has to be done. Why it is a means for my purification. Then I must have the courage to sit and do it. Many times we don't have. We still feel, people will say, puja path karta hai. And then the so-called intellectuals say, I am not puja variety. And I want to belong to that cool, non-puja variety. So I must have the courage that I am convinced this is required. I will sit and do it. And then I have to do it consistently. 5 days a week, 7 days a week, I must do. Otherwise what happens? Suddenly, Monday hai, Swamiji, Shivji ka var hai, 2 ghanta Shivji ka puja, with full archana, Rudrabhishek, 11 times, everything. Next 10 days, nothing. Thak gaya. There is no consistency. How change will happen? So 3 things are required. That's how this anartha parampara will become this thing. So the last part of this chapter is the sorry go round. Merry go round we have in that giant wheel. Or merry go round is actually where we hold each other's hands and go round and enjoy. Here it is sorry go round. Birth after birth we are going round and round in this cycle because of identifying with this Dehatma Bhav. How will this Dehatma Bhav and Jagati Satya Buddhi go? When these 3 vasanas are eliminated, Loka Vasana, Deha Vasana, Shastra Vasana. And I change the Anartha Parampara into a cycle of ignorance into a cycle of progress. How to do that? That is the next chapter. Now the sadhanas will come. So now what sadhanas will come? No, we will take up how to do those sadhanas. So I will tell you, you may need to bring some things and all that. Depending on what sadhana it is, then we will proceed that way. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्।